Hi, and welcome to our hangout tonight. We're two Swedish people here who would like to introduce to you Lawrence Hasbrook. I don't know if I say that right, but and he's from South Africa, and he's our guest tonight, and he will be sharing with us how to cut the crap and learn internet marketing because we're all interested in making 2015 the best year ever so far in our business or in our online presence. And there's a lot of people talking about 2015 being this. It's finally going to be this great year, and it's starting off very well. And I have this strong feeling it's going to happen. So we'll just do a quick introduction. I'm Sanna Hellström from Stockholm, Sweden, and I've been online for a couple of years, and off and on the success has been sort of like a roller coaster, but I'm still waiting for like the big year to happen, which I think it will this year. But there are some things that I've been lacking in marketing, and I think those are the things that we now have the opportunity to be presented by Lawrence. There's some basic stuff you need to know to work online, and most of us, at least I talk for myself, it's been something that I wish I would have listened to some people already a few years ago, but you just need to do the journey. That's just it. But so it's sort of coming back. It's like a little bit the how the ends meet again, and learning how to market the right way, I think, is going to be crucial this year. So that's for me. And so John, do you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I'm Dr. John Alfredsson, and I'm also in Stockholm right now, but I live actually in Los Angeles most of the time. And I'm going back to Los Angeles tomorrow, actually. And I've been an online marketer for, well, more than 6 years, actually. And I've done a lot of different things when it comes to online marketing. I've tried affiliate marketing, network marketing, creating my own products. I've tried passive income streams, a lot of different things. And there have been a lot of ups and downs, and nobody taught me when I started really that I should, well, I was all over doing a lot of different things and was trying a lot of different methods and strategies, and I've seen different levels of success with the different things I've been doing. And what we're going to discuss here tonight, as Sanna said, it's something that's really important for people to know when they're starting, and when they're starting in their online business and they're want to make money online, because otherwise, if they don't learn this or start doing these things immediately, I think it can take a long time to become successful. So that's basically my story.
Okay. And so we've got another Swede in Norway, Christer.
Yes, my name is Christer. I live in Norway. I'm Swedish, just like Sanna and Jon, and I've known Sanna and Jon now for a couple of years from different opportunities, but we're all in this panel, we're all in the same opportunity now, and we're all fairly successful. Lawrence being the most successful, like he's going to talk about that, but yeah, just like Sanna and Jon, I've had my ups and downs the last couple of years now, and finally now I feel like I'm found some real good people to hang around with, and found some great systems and found some tools to really get my business going. So, but I'm just really excited to be here tonight, because the guy that we're going to listen to, Lawrence, you need to pay attention to him, because he knows so many things. I've listened to him a couple of times now, and he's full of value, and I'm just here with my pen and paper ready to take notes, and I'm just going to fill out the forms in front of me, or the papers in front of me now. So I really look forward to listening to Mr. Lawrence and see what he has to bring us today, because there are, like he's going to explain, it's a jungle out there when it comes to online marketing, and you really need to focus on the basics to get past the learning curve, or you have a learning curve to be successful here. So he's going to talk a lot about the basics of this game, and yeah, I'll leave it like that. Thanks.
Great. So Lawrence, you're on.
All right, thanks guys for having me. Firstly, having me here with you guys and sharing this hangout with you. It's always a pleasure. And thanks guys for you guys who are the viewers. Welcome to obviously tonight's hangout that we have. And yes, we're going to delve into some interesting stuff, and hopefully some eye-opening stuff and stuff that'll help you on your journey towards success in the online space. As you have heard now, my name is Lawrence Haasbroek. Obviously, as you can hear, the accent's a bit different than the Swedish guys I've got here. And I'm over in South Africa, which is like at the very southern point of the African continent. And I've been in this industry, this is now my 10th year. I've been quite successful and been fortunate enough to live the online lifestyle. You know, as I always kind of jokingly say, I don't just preach the dream, I actually live it as well. You know, a lot of people in this industry unfortunately preach the dream yet live the nightmare. And the reason that happens is because of one simple word, and that's basics. So we're going to cover the basics tonight, and I'm going to share with you that this whole online game, if you want to call it that, is actually much simpler than what you think it is. And my goal is to give you a different perspective and a different view on what actually works, how things work and how things fit together, and how you can go about creating success for yourself. And it's quite shocking how quickly success can come to you once you just start realizing how things work online and you start implementing the basics consistently. Because out of my experience in this industry, I've been working with thousands of people throughout this 10 years of mine being online. I've created multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses myself, as well as my subscribers and team members in my business opportunities that I'm involved in. Also have taken people from basically nowhere to creating their own freedom and lifestyle. And that has basically just happened through them learning and implementing the basics. So with that said, I'm just going to once again mention this, guys. If we go through, as we go through this information and you have any questions, just stop me and feel free to ask those questions, because naturally I know that there's always viewers, you know, with some nagging questions at the back of their mind, and your question might actually be what they want to get an answer on. All right? Okay. So with that said, I'm going to do a screen share here, and I'm going to start off with this first and just explain what I'd like to call, I usually tell people in my subscribers in my training that this is what I call the 1,000-foot view of marketing. So as you can see, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So on my screen, you'll see obviously it says Marketing 101. You can view it as Marketing 101 or the 1,000-foot view of marketing. Basically, the building blocks of any online business. So what we are mainly involved in this industry, and specifically if you're viewing this hangout, we are in the industry called the team building networking type industry, where we build and work in a business opportunity, and we build a team of people where we build relationships with those individuals, and the focus is on long-term relationships where we have trust and loyalty and credibility amongst each other, and therefore build long-term businesses. So with that said, a business like that is obviously the goal for anybody is to make, in my opinion, as much money as fast as possible with the least amount of effort that you possibly can. So my focus has always been on lifestyle, and therefore I teach everything I share with lifestyle in mind. The reason I'm mentioning this is because you can very easily get distracted with all the shiny stuff and all the information that just fills up your inbox on a daily basis. And with that, you can get quickly stuck in what I call the library and not get into the workshop where the actual money is being made by implementing the basics. So first things first, I'm going to move my arrow here to the left where you see in this first long rectangular box, it says here on the left-hand side in the blue and orange, it says traffic, and then below it, it says capture, and then below that, it says convert. So in any online business, there's really three main sections like this, where obviously there's always this big elusive things, especially to all the newcomers to the industry, and especially to people who've been around and have not really tasted the online success that the internet can provide you. People seem to think that success really comes from and money comes from traffic, which honestly it doesn't. All right. The next big box here that we have is the capture box, and then obviously lastly the conversion box. It's actually these two boxes here are the most important out of everything. So I actually do go into detailed stuff, you know, on my personal training. So I'm going to try, and as we want to cover everything we want to cover, there's quite a bit we want to cover, and we want to do it as fast as possible. I'm going to fly through some things. And those of you who are viewing this, guys, please feel free to get in touch with the panel of people here, and they can help you and teach you in more detail on all these things, or tell you how to get in similar type training. Since we all form part of the same business opportunity and team, you have access to basically all of the stuff that you'll hear partly of tonight. So with that said, we have, like I said, traffic, capture, and conversions. Out of the three boxes, capture and conversions is where your money is really coming from. Traffic, you can have all the traffic in the world and know how to get it via different means. Traffic is basically just viewers that can go to a specific web page and see the thing that people are promoting, or the business opportunity, or the affiliate marketing product, or the service that you're promoting. And you can drive people there to those pages via different means. Obviously, you see here search engine optimization, and you see some paid traffic methods such as solo ads, Facebook, PPC, media buys, banner advertising, and so on. So with traffic, I want to mention this, guys. The secret in making money online is not traffic. All right. You can have all the traffic in the world, and if you don't have everything in place in the capture section and in the conversion section, you will make no money. That is probably one of the biggest, you know, lies that have been told in this whole, and still being told and marketed in this whole industry. And therefore there is, every second day of the week, there's a new traffic course being created by some guru. And the only guys that are really making money from that are the guys that are creating these products. So no wonder that stuff is just hitting your inbox on a weekly basis, and you don't really get training on these second sections or second and third sections of this whole Marketing 101 part or series. If we go down into this capture section, you can see that there are things called capture pages. Capture pages is simply a page where you basically, if you see an ad somewhere and you click on the ad, you will most likely, if the marketer knows anything about marketing, he will send you to a page where you can go through a bit of information or content, as it is referred to in the online space, and then you will be able to put in your name and email address, or just your email address there. From there, you will basically get added to what is known as an autoresponder. That's just email management software. It's a piece of software that collects these names and email addresses and saves them, and allows you to contact those people in an automated way. This is out of everything on this whole page, the most important part in your whole online business is your autoresponder. This is like the asset that you have. Your business opportunity is not even an asset. Your list is an asset, because any company can come and go, any product can come and go, but if you build your list and you focus on building a relationship with your list, then this is the thing that will basically carry you throughout your career in this online marketing space. So when we go from there, obviously this piece of software allows you to, as you can see here, the lead starts getting follow-up emails, and those emails should be filled with content where obviously you share in an honest, ethical, and in a human nature everything that you share. The reason I mention these things is because, unfortunately, if you've been around the block in the online space, you know that most people or most marketers out there aren't really, all that honest or ethical. And a lot of people on the human side tend to promote themselves as being gurus, while in reality they aren't really even close to that. Your emails, obviously, then let's call this big box here your emails. Basically, through the information in the emails provides them a link, and it sends them to the sales page. All right, and then that sales page has got information on, it's got images and content, and maybe a video, a sales video on, which shares the information of your product or service or business opportunity. And a person then decides either right there and then he is going to go down here and obviously join your business or your team or buy your product. And if that doesn't happen, basically this whole process here just continues, where he continues to receive follow-up emails. And basically from there, you continue to market towards that person. Some main things that I want to drive home here is that maybe I should just get off of the screen share quickly. Just jump back here. Let me just stop the screen share quickly. I can just get my face back on here, because it's kind of funny talking to a diagram and not being able to see anybody. It is. I've been, like I said, I've been in this industry 10 years. My first 3 years was filled and riddled with failures and spending of money and running around in circles and spinning my wheels and being frustrated. And having had my wife, my spouse, and friends and family being on my case about, I'm crazy because I want to try and continue wasting time, as they saw it, in this online space, this online dream. But deep down in my heart, I knew, I need to continue going, because I will eventually make it. It's just like anything. If you continue persevering, you will make it. It's just reality. I mean, you can go and look at anything in life. You persevere in things. It's the people that persevere that ultimately attain the success and the freedom that they want in anything, whether that is in relationships, health, spiritual wise, or even in the money-making side of things, as far as success goes. But I spent my first 3 years running around in circle, and basically I can honestly say within the first 3 months of me coming online, I heard this phrase or term, or I heard some of the guys who were making money speak about the following fact, and that is that I heard this phrase which said, the money is in the list, right? Now the funny thing about that phrase is that almost everybody that gets to a point of making more than $10,000 US a month has gone through a period in their online career where they kind of brushed that phrase off. They put it aside. They didn't want to build a list. They didn't want to spend or give it the time of day at all. Somehow we come, it's funny how we come online, we don't know anything about how things work and how to make it work. Yet when we are getting given information and instruction on how to do things, our human tendencies kick in, which is immediately we start questioning, And I'm of the opinion that how in the world can you question anything if you don't have your own results to prove otherwise, right? You guys get that point, right? You know, it's funny how when you aren't making money and you're struggling financially and you look at other people out there, it's funny how they go and listen to other people that are in a similar position. I have early on in life learned that I should be listening to people that are more successful than myself, that have already attained that which it was that I am after. So whether that is, once again, whether it's about, you know, financial success or anything else, that has been my viewpoint when it comes to trying to attain any particular goal in any particular area of life. So I heard those phrases of building a list and I pushed it aside and I didn't pay any attention to it, and probably 2.5 years went by, and then I finally said, well, I've had enough. I can't continue running around in circles. I am either missing something really small, which I'm not implementing and which I'm not doing, and I'm wasting money on products and traffic and all sorts of stuff, and I'm just getting nowhere. And this is why 10 years later today, I am focused on training and teaching people on the basics, because it is not these big shiny loophole type stuff, rocket science type stuff. It's not there's no secret type software where you can push a button or something that is going to magically make you money. It is the basics, and it is a few basics that you need to do, and you just need to do them consistently, and that creates the results for you. So in this home-based business industry, everything comes down to you being unique and standing out and coming across as an individual who is trustworthy, who's credible, who knows what he's talking or she's talking about, that people can trust. Because in reality, if you look at your friends and family, you share certain things and you take advice from people because you know them, because you've got a relationship with them, and because you have trust in that individual and they in you. And that's exactly the same thing why people would join you and follow you and basically pay you money by becoming part of your business or your opportunity or your product or service. So it's all about building a relationships with people. And therefore, I'm a very down-to-earth, very straight, very blunt type individual. I hate the fact that it is like the Wild West out there, and people are getting bombarded with all sorts of stuff, and they're not really getting anywhere. And it's all because there's all these products floating around, making it seem like, number one, you need to be able to do everything, which is a real lie. You don't need to be able to do everything, as far as needing to know how to build websites and do coding and do the traffic generation and write copy and be able to do your own videos and all sorts of stuff. There's a few key things, and the few key things are just in that diagram. So I'm going to quickly jump back to that, just so I can make sure that we touch on these things. So just let me know if you can see the screen again.
Yes.
All right. So a few of the key things are like basically just traffic. All right. Traffic I'll touch upon now. You need to be able to either create a capture page, buy a capture page from a developer, or use a piece of software where you can just, with a click of a few buttons, create a capture page, right? That's one thing. You need to have an autoresponder. An autoresponder is a service like Aweber, GetResponse, MailChimp. These are just different autoresponders out there. And this is basically, like I said previously, a piece of software that allows you to write emails. And those emails can go out in an automated fashion one day after another, or you can have a delay between emails of 2 days or 10 days or a week or whatever you feel like your emails should be doing when they go out to the subscribers. Obviously, your emails share information. It pushes people back to the sales page of your business opportunity, of your product, or of your service. And in your emails, you focus on being honest, ethical, and basically forthright and forthcoming with everything that you're doing, so that once again your whole focus should be on building trust and relationship with these people. So I'm going to just cut this screen share again because I'm kind of done with that. That is, where is this button now? I'll just jump back here. All right. Those little few blocks is basically the key to online success. There isn't any secret gems that's hidden somewhere that will magically give results. It is you needing to be able to do a few simple things. So if we touch on that first thing, which is traffic. Traffic is basically the last thing that any person who comes online should be paying any attention to. In my opinion, that's really the last thing that a person should be paying attention to, because I know for a fact that making money does not come from being able to just get all the traffic in the world. Like I said previously, if you don't have an autoresponder and you basically building your lists, and through the emails that you are sending out, you have the opportunity to build a relationship and trust with the people on your list, there's just no way that you are going to make money. So in order to do this in a simple fashion, it is amazing that in the day and age that we are living in, that in teams like what we have here, all these systems are basically built already, they put together for you, and it allows you to basically tap in with a click of a few buttons, get all the systems going, get your own emails with your own name and your photos and a few, just personal type stuff in there, so that people can get to know you. And then lastly, also in the team environment, the leaders and guys like yourself provide the subscribers or the subscribers of your emails and the team members with options to generate traffic in a simple way. So in order to build a list, naturally you need traffic, but you need a capture page. So in my focus of my own personal training, I don't promote a particular business opportunity sales funnel outright from paid traffic. Let's say I go and place an ad where I want people to click on that ad and then come to a capture page. That capture page or that funnel is basically getting people onto my own personal list first. I get them to get to know me, who I am, where I am in the world, what I am doing, what I have been doing, and just basically running them through my own personalized training and teach them on these little blocks. Anybody can do this. Here is how simple learning things are online. It is funny how we are in this online space, yet we have Google right at our fingertips and we've got YouTube right at our fingertips, but it's funny how we would rather want to send an email to some guru or some product creator and we want to ask them how to do things, while in fact you could actually just jump onto YouTube and learn a few things about a specific topic or what you want to learn specifically. If you want to learn about autoresponders and you jump onto YouTube and you type in autoresponders and how they work and find out information about that, within half an hour you can kind of have a very big, broad view on what autoresponders are, how they work, which services are best to use. Naturally, I use Aweber. Aweber is probably the biggest, or one of the biggest at least, autoresponder services out there in the online space. And I obviously teach people on how to use that particular service. So your focus in this whole industry should be on providing the people in your subscriber base just how to go about doing these simple steps, how to set these things or build a structure much like you've seen in these blue little boxes. How to get traffic. I'm going to drop this here so that you guys know. In my opinion, traffic is a world where you can totally get lost in. There's so many different ways of generating traffic. from free ways to paid, I'd say in brackets or in quotes, free ways, you know, because there's not really a free way of generating traffic. If you want to do free methods such as search engine optimization or writing of articles or doing videos, it still costs you time to do those things. So it's not really free, right? And then you get obviously the paid methods, and in my opinion, anybody should start, when it comes to paid methods, they should start with something known as solo ads. Now, solo ad providers are, you know, everybody and their brother and mother nowadays is a solo ad provider, so naturally solo ad providers aren't all equal. And since you are, you know, looking at this panel, you're looking at this video, you have the opportunity to tap into a team where the good solo ad providers are being shared. And a solo ad is simply, it provides you the opportunity to pay another online marketer who already has a list of subscribers and people who know, love, and trust that individual, right? You can pay that person X amount of money to send people towards your capture page. Remember, we have traffic and then we have a capture page. All traffic, whether it is free or paid, goes to a capture page always. Don't ever send traffic when it's not going to a capture page first, because your focus should be on building a list. If you send people from your traffic generation method, whether it's a solo ad or any other way, and you send them straight to a sales page, and that person sees that sales page and decides, well, they're not interested in what it is you are sharing, then there's no way of you to communicate and continue building that relationship with that individual. That person is lost, and it's basically money or time wasted and dumped into the water that way. So anyways, coming back to solo ads, solo ad is, like I said, it's paying somebody else out there who's got a list, who's got a relationship and trust with his subscribers. You pay him X amount to get, as an example, 500 clicks or 1,000 clicks, which means 1,000 eyeballs or viewers towards your capture page that he or she will send there. And those people can see your capture page and then decide, after going through either your video or your text information or content on there, whether they are going to provide you with their name and email address in order to get into the next step, where they kind of find out about you and what it is you are doing and getting trained or shared through your sales process in your emails about your particular opportunity or product or service. So the reason I mention solo ads, because it is the simplest way of driving traffic. It is also, once again, I mentioned that my whole focus in this industry has always been lifestyle, right? There's plenty of traffic generation methods out there that you can really sit in front of a computer watching statistics of tracking software for hours and hours on a day, you know, and that's not what we want to do. The whole goal is, once again, is lifestyle. You want to be able to have a business that you spend 2-3 hours, maybe 4 hours max on your business on a daily basis from Monday to Thursday. That's the ultimate goal for everybody, in my opinion, so that you can have a lifestyle. You don't want to create a job for yourself here, and the way to do that is to make things as simple as possible. And that is why you have these blue blocks, like in this 101 marketing strategy, where you basically have this system where you've got traffic. You can simply buy solo ads from various different providers. All that traffic goes to a capture page. You've got your personal autoresponder, which is filled up with emails of your own content and training, where you share yourself, your life, what it is you have been through, who you are, where you're from, and basically share the simple things that you have learned throughout your time online, whether it is a week or a month or 10 years like I have been. That's totally up to you what you share. And through that, basically get people to learn all about you, get to know you and trust you, and then from there share your business opportunity that you are involved in. Once again, because we are focused on lifestyle, the reason I do things this way, as opposed to the way that most people or most leaders out there in the marketplace directly market a particular business opportunity sales funnel. Like I said, I don't do that. I do it this way, where I get people to get to know me and teach and train them a bit, is because by the time that I share a business opportunity, people understand the basics of marketing. They know how to drive traffic. They know how to create a capture page. They know where to get the services and the tools and the software in order to run a business, because it is a business, right? They know what to share in their emails. I've taken them from the beginner mentality to a more advanced mindset individual, a more business orientated, and taken them basically out of the employee mentality into a business entrepreneurial type mindset. So by the time you share a business opportunity, you have a subscriber base that is mostly filled with leaders, with people who can take action, with people who already understand, as opposed to driving traffic from somewhere directly to a business opportunity, and now you still need to teach these people all those things, and they don't know where to start, they don't know what to do, and it basically just gives you one big headache. And because you need to kind of get into a position where you need to babysit adults, and that's the last thing that you want to do. We are not in the business of babysitting adults. We are in the business of helping people attain their goals in life. And the reason I'm so filled with what's the word, enthusiasm about that is because here's the thing: we all have only so much time, on this planet Earth, and life can be gone very fast. So I think it's such a shame that there are marketers out there that are willing to kind of say and do anything just to make money, where the focus is on themselves and not on people and helping people really change their lives and bettering their lives. The reason I'm so focused on that is because I come from a background where I really struggled financially. I pushed broomsticks back in the day when I just got married. I swept factory floors for a living for less than $300 a month, $300 US a month, which is very bad, for me. And basically to have gone from there to now making 7 figures a year is a very big change. And the simple way to get there is by just following what you've seen on this image, where that is the structure. There is nothing secretive about that. There's nothing. It's actually so simple, and there's some danger in it being so simple, because it kind of gets people to think, "Okay, this can't be it." Is this all? Is this all you need to do? Is be able to generate traffic towards a capture page and build a relationship with those people through providing them with honesty, with ethicalness in your marketing, with sharing who you are, with not wearing a mask, with just being you, because we are all real, we are all going through life, we all have our ups and downs, irrespective of how big your bank account is, right? Life still happens to all of us, and we all have a limited amount of time on this planet Earth. So I'm of the opinion that that is the way in which we should be going about building our businesses and sharing ideas and training and teaching people. And because of doing things that way, it makes you so much more trustable and trustworthy. And in the end, there's one question that will basically take you from where you are if you're struggling in this online space. If you can answer this question to yourself honestly, you will create success for yourself. And it's a question that I had to ask myself back in the day. And at times, I still ask that to myself. And the question is, if I'm sharing some information with people, or a subscriber base, or a business opportunity with people, the question is, why should people join me? I really need to get clear on that question. If I can 100% answer that question to myself satisfactorily, I will be able to get people to follow me in whatever it is that I share with them. And that is how I have been able to basically create my own success, and how my students and subscribers and team members have been able to create their own successes for themselves, is by answering that particular question to themselves. And the way to get that done is here's the secret in the online space. If there ever was a secret, here's the secret. All right, and it is not. Once again, I'm gonna hammer this home. It is not some secret magical software, and it's not some secret space out there where you can buy traffic from, because there's no place where all the good prospects are hiding. All right, you can get traffic from anywhere if you do the basic stuff in those two bottom blocks. If you do them right, you can get traffic from anywhere, and you will be building relationships and rapport with those people because you are positioning yourself correctly, and you're building relationship and trust with them. So with that said, the secret is that there is really no secret. You ever heard that in an animation before? I've got 4 kids, so that's why I kind of brought this up. The reality of this industry is that when you do the basics and teach other people or your subscribers the basics, you are providing the value you need to provide people in order to take the next step. Because in this industry, it's just helping people taking the next step. Because when you get into this online space, you want to make money, you don't know anything about anything as far as marketing goes. You don't know about traffic, you don't know about autoresponders, you don't know where to get the services or the tools that you need, all right? And you usually get bombarded about tools and services and products and courses. Basically, you are getting sold on stuff that you don't need, right? So you don't know what is important and what is not. And therefore, you are spending time running around in circles, spending money on courses and products and software tools that you don't really need. All right. So when it comes to the online space, and once again to those few blocks there, if we focus on the last 2 blocks, you only need an autoresponder. All right. You can get an autoresponder by just typing in autoresponder on Google, and you can see different ways or different autoresponders available to you. When you join a particular team like us here, our Swedish members here in our business opportunity, then you'll have the opportunity to learn all about autoresponders. And at the same time, it is your goal to then learn that autoresponder and teach your subscribers on that piece of software. And any piece of software and any tool and any service is, as I always say, it's like a remote control. It's like it's like a phone. I mean, this iPhone, it has so many functions, this little thing, but we hardly ever use everything on it. And most softwares and tools and trainings and things are basically the same way. If you look at the remote control of your television set, I mean, it's filled with buttons, and you hardly probably use like mostly 5 of them most of the time, right? So you don't really use the other things. And that's the way that the online space is working. There's all this stuff, and you don't know which buttons to push, which things to pay attention to. And your goal as somebody who wants to create value and wants to make money yourself is just on showing and teaching people, out of all the stuff that's available, which things to focus on. And the things you need to focus on is only simple traffic strategies, creating a capture page, getting and managing your own autoresponder service. All right, and that includes obviously setting up your emails and creating an email, because that's all part of your autoresponder, right? And then lastly, which is the 4th one, is basically focusing on being honest, open, and ethical. Why? Because frankly, most people out there in the it kind of seems harsh to say that, but I've been in this industry a long time. I've seen everything come and go. You know, it's because most people aren't. That's why I feel that you as an individual should be focusing on being honest and open and ethical about everything and in everything that you do. It kind of even sounds funny needing to mention this particular point, but as you know, how many times have you been schemed and scammed into buying a product or a software or a business opportunity, and then you've been left abandoned, bleeding out there on the battlefield, right? It's kind of an ordinary thing that's happening nowadays, you know, in the online space. So once again, getting into a team where you are being provided with all of this, and then it allows you to basically learn a few things, and then you just simply go and drive traffic to a capture page where you teach people or your subscriber base exactly those simple basic steps on how to do it. I'm not sure if I should mention this, Sana, but I mean, you know, I run my own step-by-step, you know, training on this stuff, and it is detailed, and therefore it's difficult to kind of dump 10 years worth of experience all in 1 hour, and it sounds like it's this whole mess of stuff that you need to know and learn, when in reality, when you actually go through things, you know, email per email or video per video, it's very step-by-step, and you understand how to do things. I mean, you know about the fact that I'm doing that, and that is basically what each person, in my opinion, should be doing. That is how I have found members create, even after failing for months and months, and some people even years. How they've created success is by doing things in a structured, simple manner, where they basically just take this image that I've provided you with and only focus on that. Only teach people what an autoresponder is. Firstly, teach them this little image that I've just shown you, and tell them that this is what online marketing is about. It's nothing more and it's nothing less. It is really actually simple when you understand how things work together. You've got traffic. All traffic goes to a capture page. When a person puts in his name and email address, that person gets added immediately without them knowing into an autoresponder service, which is a software service, which then continues sending follow-up emails to that person, to his or her email address, and at the same time it directs them to a website, which is a sales page, which basically sells and tells about the product, service, or business opportunity. And that is it. There's really nothing more to it, you know? And it's teaching just on those simple things, how they all fit together, what the puzzle pieces are, and then going into each puzzle piece a little bit in more detail, showing them how to get a capture page, how they can go about getting it, which piece of software to use, which autoresponder to use, all right? And then also on how to basically just provide training or provide value through providing simple trainings like that. And with that, if you just do those simple things, basically you can create like 20 emails that take people through that whole process. And with that, you go from being a nobody in the online space to being somebody who people can listen to, who people can trust, who they can follow, and you can be sharing services, tools, affiliate products, or your business opportunity, whatever it is that you are doing online, and you will be making money and creating the lifestyle you want. And obviously, as you start getting results and making progress, your confidence grows, and therefore your posture grows, because in the end, you know, it is all, even if it sounds a bit cliche, right? It's all about coming back to mindset. We all know how important mindset is. If you look at the sports industry, you will get, as an example, let's look at golf. You know, you get two guys playing golf, and the one's just got way more talent, you know, natural talent, raw talent in comparison to the other person. But for some reason, this guy who's got less talent has got a better mindset, right? He deals with failure better. He deals with all of the obstacles that comes his way better, and he outproduces this individual. And just because you're getting progress by creating and following through a simple step-by-step way, you are actually seeing progress, you're feeling it, and it changes your mindset and it changes your belief system from coming into this industry thinking, heck, there's so many things I need to learn, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to touch, I don't know which buttons to press, right? I don't know who to believe and who to listen to. You go from that mindset into, oh, it's not actually that difficult to pay somebody for a solo ad and get traffic to a capture page. It's not that difficult to create a capture page. It's not that difficult to put emails together in an autoresponder, because you can get shown those things in a step-by-step way in a team environment. And when you then go about learning those things, and as you're learning, you create your own little duplicatable training about that, which is far simpler than you might think at this stage, right? It's merely whatever it is you're learning and seeing and hearing, you basically just share that with your subscribers, and therefore you are the individual who's now becoming the leader. You are the one providing the value. Because here's the thing. In the online space, people follow leaders. You know, people don't follow followers. You know, followers follow leaders, followers don't follow followers. That's a lot of followers, right? So anyways, that's the way that it works. In a nutshell, it is really simplistic. I don't want to dump too much stuff in here, but I know that, you know, if you understand the basics of marketing and you understand that there's just traffic, capture pages, autoresponder, emails, and then basically it takes them to whatever it is that you are promoting. I'll call that the sales page or sales funnel. That is the whole way of making money. That's the online industry in a nutshell, right? And the simplest way for anybody, in my opinion, I tell people to don't even go and try all sorts of different traffic generation methods. Just get stuck into solo ads first until you start making money first. And when you are getting, you've basically put your whole system in place, and then you start getting traffic via solo ads. And when you do that, you build your list that way, meaning you grow your subscriber base, and the emails and all of the stuff that you're sharing is building relationship and trust with those individuals, and therefore you start making money through, obviously there's a few resources that you have to share with people, like an autoresponder service, and an autoresponder service obviously has an affiliate marketing arm, because here's the thing, this is a business. You are teaching people what to do and what to use in order to create an online business for themselves. It's kind of funny how people can come into the industry and learn about an autoresponder, and an autoresponder costs you like $19 a month, right? That's what most of the online autoresponders go for on a monthly basis. Now you can obviously pay that in a yearly way as well if you want to, but if you look at that and you compare that with the brick and mortar type industry, which is obviously offline, you're going to try and build a business where you can produce $100,000 a month, or even just $10,000 a month, right? Go and try and do that for $19 a month, and you won't be able to get that done, you know. So it is, once again, it is understanding that this is a business, and there's a few things that you need, and it's basically, in my own personal business, there is two pieces of software that I use. One is obviously an autoresponder. One is a funnel builder or a web page builder, capture page builder, if I can put it like that. It's basically two pieces of services or third-party services that I use. And other than that, I obviously have the traffic generation block that we still do, which is solo ads and all sorts of ways of generating traffic, and maybe a traffic third-party traffic course that I get some of my people into as well. Because I'm not into promoting every single thing that pops up under the sun, because you don't want to get distracted, right? In this online space, it is so easy to get distracted, and when you can't focus, it just get you to run around in circles. It's funny how the word, if you look at the word focus, something I learned back in the day when I was in the network marketing space, the word focus actually stands for follow one course until success. You know, it kind of rings nice to the ear when you listen to that and you think about it. You know, just to focus, which means to follow one course until success. Don't try and be a jack of all trades. Don't try and get into every business opportunity. Don't try and use every piece of software. Don't try and utilize or implement every traffic strategy that is available to you, because you won't create success. You know how the saying goes, jack of all trades, master of none, right? So don't do things that way, because it doesn't work. How do I know? I know because of spending hundreds of thousands and wasting 3 bloody years that way. That's how I know. So it is truly simple to create success for yourself. All you need to do is understand that there's just a few simple puzzle pieces that you have seen on this image that I've shown you. And it's just about you understanding that, let's call it the 1,000-foot view, you understanding that 1,000-foot view of marketing, and then putting your system in place and teaching other people that 1,000-foot view of marketing. That's all you need to do. When you do that, specifically in the team building industry or the networking industry, that is how you create success and go from sweeping floors for $300 a month to making 6 figures a month. You know, so that's how I have been able to do that. Is there any particular questions that you guys have that you've been thinking of as we were going through this stuff? Because I don't want to ramble on, you know.
Yes, we're getting to about an hour. But yes, I have not really a question, but more of a thought that in this industry, you're talking about the traffic, you know, the traffic and building the list and all these expressions. And I think, to me, they've been very impersonal. It's like you're talking about a list of something or traffic of something, and you forget that they're actually people. And in the building the list, you sort of forget, or I think I've never been taught until I came across your strategy, that you can actually build your list in a certain way. You know, I think most of us get overwhelmed with just, you know, things we opt into, and marketers that throw us opportunities in all these letters, these emails that we keep getting, and it's yes. Like there's nothing of value. There's just new, you know, join this, do this, and so we forget what you're teaching is that you can actually, like you're talking about, like the 20 emails. You know, I get something every day, like, and I noticed that I got like your 12th email yesterday, and I go, oh God, this is from Lawrence. Now this is the next step. So, but I've never had that, you know, that I've never seen that before, because usually you're just, you know, you just get sold. And yeah. So this whole list building thing has been like something anonymous, you know, what is it? It's nothing personal. And, you know, this sharing my life and, you know, getting people to know me before I actually even talk to them about what I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the tendency, unfortunately, in this particular industry that we are all involved in, like I said, which is the home-based business industry, is that marketers and especially newbies, because they aren't, for the majority of the cases, they aren't getting taught in a different way. They are being told, all right, join, you opt into a business opportunity or a capture page, and you're getting bombarded about with emails taking you to sales pages, sharing a particular business opportunity with you, and that's all you keep on getting. So then you either join that business opportunity or you opt into another capture page, and the same thing continues on and on and on and on. And when you eventually join, you are getting told, all right, here is a team-related sales funnel with capture pages and emails and stuff, or you are getting provided with the company's generic capture pages and emails and stuff and you are getting told, all right, go and buy traffic towards those capture pages, and that's it. So you are basically stepping into this home-based business industry, and you don't really understand what the puzzle pieces are. You don't know what they are, number one, and you don't know how they fit together. And just because you don't know that, it means that mostly everybody else out there also doesn't know that. So as soon as you start revealing that to your subscribers and sharing that to them and teaching them, opening up their eyes to the reality of, listen, there's actually a puzzle, and this is what the puzzle pieces, or the puzzle is consisting of. These are the pieces, and this is how the pieces work. Then you are basically immediately setting yourself apart from the herd, from the rest of the people, from the majority. And that is how you personally get just a way bigger conversion rate and basically make a lot more money than everybody else out there, because you are truly then providing value. Once again, as I said, so if you just listen to what I've just said, it basically brings you back to answering that question, which is, why should people join me? If you actually do what I just said, and explained, then you are actually answering that question, because then you're doing that, then you're providing value. Then you can say, well, people are joining me because I am providing them with value. I'm opening up this whole thing that people don't understand. I'm opening up this can of worms and taking all the crap out and showing them actually how things work, which is, for, as you said, for the majority of cases, that's, nobody knows really how that works, and how these things fit together. You can't really do anything unless you understand things first. I'm a very visual person. That's why I needed to first go and look at, what are the puzzle pieces? All right, there's something like traffic, and traffic can be various different ways, generated in different ways. And then there's a sales page, and then there's a capture page, and then there's all of these emails. I needed to understand that there are these different pieces and how they fit together in order to really take action in a productive way, right? And for the majority of the cases, as you know, that's just not happening. Now, obviously, in our teams and stuff here, in our business, we go into great detail into sharing all of these things and teaching people how to generate traffic, providing them also with capture pages, but also providing them the reality that, this and this and this and this is what they need to do. But in order to really step out there and be unique and put yourself out there so that you can personally get the best conversions, meaning make the most amount of money as fast as possible with the least amount of effort, all you need to do is create your own system the way you see, or not your system, but just put these pieces in place and teach your subscribers these pieces. And because of that, it basically sets you apart immediately. And therefore your own personal conversion rate will just go through the roof.
I'm thinking about like building a house. It's like, if you want to build it from the top, it's going to be very difficult.
Yes.
Needing to take the time. So for me, I think my last sort of just reflection is, so the game plan for this year is to build, to really stop and get the pieces together and build your foundation to do the online marketing, the work, Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the foundation is basically putting the capture page in place, getting an autoresponder, creating the emails. The emails is where you are teaching people about these puzzle pieces, right?
Right.
And then it directs them, lastly, it directs them to your business opportunity. That is something you do once. The only other thing you will ever do into the future is you will put 90% of your effort then on traffic generation, which is as simple as paying $50 to get 500 clicks or 100 clicks or whatever, which is kind of, it's really kind of a brain dead way actually of getting traffic. And that's why I like it, because you spend money on a solo ad and you don't really have to think about stuff. It's not like Facebook pay-per-click where you need to check stats all the time, It's putting the system in place, like you said. You do it once, and then after that, it is focused on getting traffic. And traffic is as simple as placing a newspaper ad or a magazine ad or sending out a postcard campaign or placing an ad on Facebook and all these things that I'm mentioning is stuff that you can get trained on, right? I'm just mentioning different things. Now, I'm going to also mention that even though all these things are available to you, these different ways of generating traffic, which is the main thing you will end up spending your time in, you don't need to be involved in every traffic generation method under the sun. You don't need to. That's the funniest thing about this online space, is that the internet gets you to feel as if you need to know everything about everything. And that is not what you want. You can just merely spend, like myself, my main focus is solo ads. I've always just done that. It's a brain dead way. It's the simplest way. And that's why I've always done it, because it provides me with free time, not needing to sit in front of the computer all day.
Last question from me. You have a reputation of being a man of focus, because doing what we're talking about will take focus, and that's another whole hangout about focus. But how difficult it is to stay away from everything that's going on. Like, how do you do that? How do you focus?
I've got something that I call the four that I teach on. I teach that actually in my email number 11. I touched upon it, which is called the 4 pillars of success in team building or networking success. And the first pillar is basically what I call the be, do, have statement. It's something that is kind of, everybody in the team building or networking industry kind of has heard that statement before. And my way of sharing it is just what those words mean is that you as an individual, if you want to ultimately be truly focused on getting stuff done, you need to sit down one day and make sure that you get clarity on these 3 words, which is be, do, have. So I'm going to quickly cover that just fast, right? We all want to have, or most people get into this industry, they want to get out of debt, they want to get out, get their bills paid off and live a lifestyle of freedom and all of that. So that's the picture that they have in their mind. And everybody wants that. So they focus on the have, but they say they can't have the stuff, or they can't do the stuff because they don't have something to prove for it, or they've got all sorts of excuses. So the way I get focus and how I teach people to get focus is to get clarity in the following way. You need to just sit down, write down these 3 words, be, do, and have, and then think about the word be. If you think about the word be, I'm saying that you have to look, as an example, you're kind of looking into the future. You're seeing yourself out there as an individual that is earning, as an example, 10, 20, 50, 100 grand a month, US, right? And really think about who that person is. If you're thinking about yourself, Sana, as somebody who's earning 50,000 US a month, you think about who is that Sana at 50,000 US a month. What is her daily life looking like? What is her marketing strategies? What are her subscribers like on her list? What is her business opportunity like? Meaning getting into real detail as to what your daily life looks like, so that you can have real clarity about what it is you are doing, what that person is doing to earn 50,000 bucks a month, and then just making a decision to be that person immediately. It's just a decision. That's all it is. So that means that when you come and sit down in front of your computer for the day, you are going to go about working your business as if you are already that person who is earning 50,000 US a month. So that means that you will be writing your emails in the way a 50 grand a month earner is writing them. You will not waste your time on non-income producing activities, meaning you won't be fiddling around when you come and sit in front of your computer and go straight to Facebook or go straight to Skype or go straight to some social network type stuff or Skype. that just waste your time. You will be focused on income-producing activities, and income-producing activities are things such as placing an ad somewhere, buying a solo ad from a solo ad provider, creating a little video that's going to go onto YouTube and create free traffic. You know, things that would bring viewers to your capture pages, right? That is income-producing activities. So to answer your question once again with that, how do you get focused? The day I decided I am going to become the individual immediately that I see out there that I really want to be, which was I always wanted to be somebody who's earning 100 grand a month, you know. So I immediately just got to a point where, all right, after 2.5 years of struggling, I wasn't building a list, I wasn't doing all of these things, and I really started thinking about the people who are earning 20 grand plus per month. And they were all building lists. They were all not wasting time, at least for their first 2 hours online, fiddling around with Skype or Facebook or all of that stuff. They were doing income-producing activities, and they were talking with a belief system, with just the belief of, I know where I'm going. I'm going towards that goal of being a person of 100 grand a month, right? Or 50 grand a month. I mean, 100 grand a month sounds too big for a lot of people. You make a decision of working towards that, and just because you believe, you make a decision to believe that that's where you're going. It's funny how it affects the people on your list. It's like when you look at the telemarketing industry. Somebody's sitting this side on a telephone and somebody's sitting on that side of the planet on a phone, and they're selling something to them, and these two people can't see each other. So if the salesperson has a good belief system and faith and trust in their own abilities, or just a belief system that I am going to become a good salesperson, I am that good salesperson right now, it's funny how it affects the other person on the other side immediately, without them even being able to see this individual. And that's the same thing with everything, basically, when it comes to marketing. It is about posture. It is about your belief system. But the way you get that is getting clear on who it is you want to be, and then making a decision to be that person right now. Not waiting until you are seeing 50 grand in your bank account, because if you're going to wait for that, you might wait forever. If you want to be that person, start doing the things that a 50 grand a month earner would do. And that is, number one, don't waste time on Facebook and Skype and all these social networks. Focus on this blueprint that I've given you with the with the traffic and the capture, this puzzle piece, basically the 101 marketing puzzle piece, or the 1,000-foot view of marketing. That's the stuff that you focus on, teaching that and sharing that. And it's as simple as creating that once and then generating traffic. And you can just be as lazy as I am and just buy solo ads. You don't need to get detailed into all sorts of things. I think I mentioned this to you guys before we actually started. I'm going to mention this to the viewers as well. You can, in the online space, you can do all the wrong things. You can do them right, and you won't make money. But you can do the right things wrong, and you will make money. So it is, a lot of the time, it is once again being that person who you want to be, because that person is not going to be afraid of taking action. That person is not going to sit and procrastinate. Right? That person is going to be willing to make the decisions and do the work that needs to be done. Action beats procrastination every time. So the way to get your focus is being clear on who it is you want to be, as far as the type of money you want to earn. Think about what that person is doing on a daily basis, what their business is like, what their subscribers is like, because you don't want a subscriber base of people that you really hate, you know. And unfortunately, people spend time in this industry, especially the leaders and the guys who are making money, who aren't teaching their people or his or her people this blueprint. They are ending up building a business, and this is a big statement I'm going to make now. 80% of people that are earning 20 grand plus per month in this team building industry are still just slaves to their business. They're promoting this dream, they're preaching the dream, but they're living the nightmare. Why? Because they haven't from day one been clear on what they want, on who their subscribers are. Because what you want is you want to be you actually want to be in a position where you love your subscribers, where you care for your subscribers, where you don't feel that, oh man, this person has now emailed me and it's another essay, I'm going to spend 40 minutes just replying to this. You want people to be self-sufficient. You want them to be action takers. You want them to be leaders. You want them to understand what it is that they are doing, because most people aren't taking action because they don't know what to do. So if you teach people what to do, then immediately by itself, it just makes your life so much simpler. That's how I can spend Monday to Thursday 3 hours a day working my business, and the rest of the time I'm either riding bikes or surfing or spending time with my wife and my kids, because we've got our kids home, we homeschool. That's what we do. That's just the lifestyle we lead. So everything that I teach and share is with lifestyle. Once again, it's with lifestyle in mind. It's not to get you to spend time in front of a computer where you sit here 12 hours a day, because that sucks. I've been there before. That's why I'm mentioning these things. So anyway, focus is getting clear on who it is you want to be, and then just being that person right there and then.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. How about John and Krista? Do you want to say something? Do you have any questions?
I just want to say thank you, Lawrence. This has been an incredible session, and as you know, I've been in the online industry for 6 years, and I've been doing a lot of different things, and I've been doing all these traffic strategies and not building my list, and I've been focusing on a lot of different things, and I've also realized that building the list is, when I've been building my list, I've been focused on building the relationship with my list. That's the times when I've had the most success, and right now I'm determined to get back more to basics in what I'm doing, because I realize that I haven't been doing that enough. So thank you. Very valuable.
Good, yes, thanks for mentioning that. And once again, I mean, what you've just said attests to the fact that it's the basics, and it's having the willingness to understand that you need to focus on the basics and do the basics, because most people just aren't doing the basics. And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of people seem to think that, like in the sports industry, you have to have a lot of talent, in order to do well. Which is not the case. You just have to have the belief system and the work ethic, and it's the same thing here. It's just having an understanding of how things work, and then doing the work, because there's still work. There's still some stuff you need to do, but you can get it down to spending 2-3 hours a day on your business, and that's it. And live the lifestyle of your dreams. So, and it's all in doing the basics. So, thanks for attesting to that.
Yeah,
Can I say something also, Lawrence? This has been very valuable to me. I mean, my background is sports, and it's funny you mentioned golf. I've been a teaching professional in golf now for 20 years, and to me, it's all about basics. And if you would ask any teaching professional if it's in golf or if it's in any other sports, they would say the same thing. It's all about the basics. If you don't understand the basics, you can't really focus on anything else before the basics is there. And it's like in any profession, I would say, if you're a professional at any level or in any profession, you would focus on the basics before you can get into the details, before you can really try to find the I don't know, but I think you know what I mean, Lawrence, by being the professional in a profession.
Yeah. No, I mean, it surely is. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's like I said, unfortunately, in the online space is like the Wild West, and it truly is like that for many reasons. We are unfortunately living in a day and age where people are willing to say and do anything quite literally anything just to make money. So just by dealing with people and getting in touch with the wrong person can lead you astray for a very long time. You know, so especially to those of you who are listening and watching to this video, here we cover stuff. I mean, I'm known for being very blunt. I don't beat around the bush, and I believe that's the way that it should be. Things should be done online, you know. So it is about doing the basics. It's about just simply getting an understanding yourself first about the basics, and then just all you need to do is learn about those specific little puzzle pieces. And I mean, there's only a few little puzzle pieces that you need to learn about. And then whatever it is that you learn about it is teach that to somebody else. Here's an example that I use in my own training. I'm gonna finish with this. When it comes to teaching stuff, you can teach people everything that you know and that you learn as you are learning it, right? You don't need to become an individual that needs to make 100 grand first before you start teaching others and sharing the value of what it is that you know. Why? Because here's an example. Let's say you're driving on the highway, and there you're coming down the road with your car, and you find me next to the road, and I've got a flat tire. So you park behind me, and you stop, and you obviously know how to fix a tire, and you basically help me, show me, talk me through it. You show me how to get it done. And my tire is fixed. You get into your car, you drive off, and you're on your way. Now I get in my car and my tire is fixed, and I drive a couple of kilometers, like 20, 30 kilometers, and there I find somebody else next to the road. Now I can be of two minds, right? I can be an individual that seems to think, all right, I can't show this person how to fix his tire because I haven't changed my own tires or fixed my own tires 1,000 times first, right? Or I can be of the mind, well, I have just seen how to do it. I've just been run through it. We have just fixed my tire. I know how it works, so I can stop next to the road and explain to this individual exactly what he needs to do and how he needs to go about doing it. So I can either drive past with a negative mindset and think, well, I can't do anything, and that guy has to sit stuck there for who knows how long, or I can stop there and actually talk him or show him or whatever it is that I've just gained from learning how to do it and share it with this individual, and within a few minutes he can be on his way, right? It doesn't mean that he's not going to strip a bolt. It doesn't mean that he's not going to hurt his hand as he turns the wheel spanner. You know, it doesn't mean none of that, because we all make failures. But it is in making failures, I mean, like you know, Krista, a person has to hit the ball and make an utter mess of it in order to finally get that ball to become a ball that he hits straight, you know, in a straight line. He has to hit it. He has to hit fades first and draws first, and then eventually get the ball straight. You know, you have to go through the failure. But it's the same thing with the training. So whenever you go through a training, when you read a book, if you read a book like this, I always share this. This is a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's just a book that will help you in all sorts of relationships, whether it is business or your marriage or your parenting. When you learn something, when you gain value, when you have a light bulb moment or an aha moment, you should be sharing that, because that knowledge that you have gained is only valuable when you share it. So whatever it is that you're learning, share it with other people. Give people the value that you have, because you know about things that other people don't know. And especially if you're in this industry and you follow our business and our team here with our partners and friends here, you are getting trained and taught on how to do things which 90% of the people that will end up getting on your list won't know. So therefore, whatever it is that you are learning, you should be sharing that with them, and therefore you become the individual who is providing the value. You are the person who is teaching and training them, and you are standing out as the leader, and therefore people will follow you. So it's, once again, making the decision of who you want to be. If you want to be an individual who's making 50 grand a month, you are naturally a leader. You will be a leader when you're at that level. So make the decision to become a leader now. And a leader shares whatever it is that he's learning. And he shares it right now. He doesn't wait a million years, all right? He shares it right now. So that's the way you do it. So anyways, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thanks a lot. And I think we should say goodnight. It's almost 10:30, and for you, I think it's like almost midnight. It's 11:30 at night. Yeah. And so for all of you who have been listening to this, there will not be a promotion link of any kind down below the video, which usually you will find in most Hangouts. This has not been a business presentation, but just a Hangout full of value and more of a learning Hangout to teach you, and hope to teach you how to do internet marketing from the ground up. And hopefully, we're just hoping that you will all go and listen to this again when you have time, but to also really implement this, learn the little pieces, see how it all works, find out how to do autoresponders and write emails and build your business from the ground up. So that will be all for now, and this will be recorded so you can always have a look at it again. So thanks everyone, and thank you very much, Lawrence, for coming. We really appreciate that. So good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks.